Hey, XTERRA, Suzie Snyder here. I've created a series of instructional exercise videos which are aimed at helping you stay injury-free and become a better athlete and XTERRA racer. This next video is going to focus on core exercises. Movement for our core or abdominals would be something like a V-up or a think boat pose in yoga, where we're holding that flexed position at the hips. You can come down into a Pilates 100, where you're contracting through your entire abs and core, and hold that lift. This would also be a stability movement. A true flexion exercise would be something like a V-up, perhaps, where you're starting in a lying supine position and lifting up and then controlling back down, lift and lower. So really working on the control aspect, avoiding momentum as much as you can. That way you just get more bang for your buck, working your muscles harder, more time under tension. A lot of these are going to work your lower back, mid back, glutes, hamstrings. This is called a dead bug. So this is a stability exercise as well. So you're going to start with your hands and legs up. Start by pulling your belly button down towards your spine so your low back really flattens out onto the floor and you can't put your hand under that back. You have no space there. You're going to start with your hands up. The first level of dead bug is opposite arm, opposite leg extension, and then pull back in. So you're going to extend as far out as you can keep the isometric contraction with your abs so that your low back stays flat down on the floor and doesn't lift up. If you can do that easily, take it up a notch and extend both legs out and then pull back in. So again, keeping your back flat on the floor, not letting it lift off. And then the last step is full extension, arms and legs. Again, keeping contact, your low back on the floor through the entire movement, out and back in. Going to the posterior chain, so the back side of your body. You can do this as a back extension or a Superman. One includes the arms, the other doesn't. So with both versions, I want you to keep your eyes down on the mat. A common mistake people make is that they'll look forward, which cranes your neck up as you lift. So the back extension, keep your legs on the floor and just lift your upper body. The Superman, you're going to lift both arms and legs and then lower down with control. So you're going to lift and hold and then lower so you don't hear a thud when your arms and legs come back to the floor. So that's your Superman or back extension. And then a glute bridge, lifting your hips. Now your variation can be a marching glute bridge. So you're just taking one foot off the floor. You have to maintain strength and stability with the support leg when you lift that knee to chest. Rotation a lot of times gets neglected. We could start with a seated twist. For this one, I like to have an object to hold. So I want you to limit that knee shift when you rotate to one side and just hold that roller right where it is as you rotate. So you're leaning back a little bit, keeping that isometric contraction with your abs as you rotate, nice and slow and controlled, keeping your eyes on your hands as they rotate. And then my second favorite rotation exercise is a bicycle crunch. I'm going to take both hands behind the head. One elbow is going to stay on the floor. The other elbow comes to the knee as I lift. Okay, the elbow that's on the floor is pushing into the floor to help lift my entire torso up to meet. So my opposite elbow and knee can meet in the center. And then the last category of core is stability. So these are your planks. So I want you to start with your feet together, heels together, elbows right under your shoulders. Just squeeze your heels, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt, squeeze your belly button up to your spine. Press your elbows into the mat. Now pull your elbows toward your toes and pull your toes toward your elbows. Keep pulling your belly button up to your spine. Make sure your low back stays straight. Make sure your upper back is straight and everything is in line. That's your plank. You can do it on your hands as well, and you can do it on both sides. So stacking your feet and lift, squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward, pull your shoulders back, reach up to the sky. You can make it a little bit harder by lifting the top leg. And then you can add variations to your planks. I want you to squeeze your glutes, press your toes into the floor as you lift the hand. So if I'm gonna lift my right hand, I'm gonna press my toes of the right foot into the floor even harder than the other side. If you're in a forearm side plank, you're gonna start up, make sure you're stable first, and then start your rotation. You can reach underneath and then come back up, or you can go straight through to the other side. So starting here, coming down to the floor, to a front plank, and then rotating to the other side, and then back. And then the last exercise, we're gonna come up to our feet and do some monster walks. So for forward back monster walks, I'm gonna start by engaging your core, belly button to spine, hips back and down slightly. So you're in a quarter squat. Then you're gonna walk forward as you stretch that band out away from you. After you go front to back, you wanna go side to side. Use your glutes, those lateral stabilizers, to do the same thing, just moving side to side. So same position to start. Make sure your hips are tucked under, step to the side, and then step right back under the hip with the other foot. Back the other way. When you do this, again, make sure your shoulders aren't shifting the opposite direction when you step. You want to keep everything in line and stable. Give these exercises a try. If you need to rewind and catch all those cues and pointers again, I recommend really focusing on those specific cues and pointers so that you really get the details right. Take these, run with them, get yourself a nice strong core, and have fun.